Good morning, my dear student. Good morning. First, you know your syllabus for upcoming exam. So, you clear it first because each and every day you are disturbed in the class. Syllabus for your exam. First, physical world. Second is units and dimension. Third is motion in a straight line. Fourth is motion in a plane. Fifth is force and laws of motion. With you note it, please. My dear student, you note it because you are disturbed in the class each and every day. So you note it. First is the first chapter, physical world. Second is the units and dimension. Third is the motion in a straight line. Fourth is the motion in a plane. Fifth is the force and laws of motion and circular motion. Okay. So clear? My dear student, is it clear? So, (20 marks) question, all questions are MCQ, no options are there, maybe 30 minutes, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, okay. 6 to 10 questions are numerical and rest of the questions are units, dimension and so many concepts, so many types of questions are there, okay. But 6 to 10 questions are the numerical. Clear? Clear, my dear student? Okay. The rotational motion. Last day, you check your class, the angular momentum. L equal to R cross P. How can we write it? P means V means m r square means, okay. So my dear student, you know it, the angular momentum and conservation of angular momentum and relation between the torque, angular momentum and torque. So conservation of linear momentum, that means if the torque is not applied on the system, means in the absence of the torque, the angular momentum must be constant, means conserved. means if tau equal to 0, torque equal to 0, then I1 omega 1 equal to I2 omega 2, because you know it, this is the conservation of angular momentum. You know it, the conservation of linear momentum, m1 v1 plus m2 v2 equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2. You know it. Okay. So my dear student, this is the conservation of linear momentum, that is the conservation of angular momentum. Now we try to derive the relation between the angular momentum and the torque. This is the angular momentum. Differentiation with respect to time on both sides. d dt of L equal to d dt of R cross P. Okay, d dt of R cross P. Okay, d dt of R cross P, that is equal to, you know it, what is the differences formula? Differentiate formula, d dx of u into v. Very good. Okay. d dx of u into v, first function derivative the second plus second function derivative the first. So the first function derivative the second, d dt of p, plus second function derivative the first, second function derivative the first. So d dt of p equal to F, force, d dt of R equal to velocity, p equal to m into v, velocity. So my dear student, you check it, d dt of L equal to R cross F equal to tau plus m into v cross v. Okay. So already you know it, I cross I equal to 0, j cross j equal to 0, similarly v cross v equal to 0. Okay. So that part will be 0. We can write here d by dt equal to tau. Okay. So my dear student, you know it, v cross v equal to 0. This is the relation between the torque and the angular momentum. This is the relation between the torque and the angular momentum. From this relation you can also derive it. You can also say what is the conservation of angular momentum. If the value of tau equal to 0, suppose the value of tau equal to 0, that time L equal to constant. Okay. Any derivative, constant, if you see the derivative of a function equal to 0, that time the function must be the constant. You know it, d dt of 2 equal to 0, d dx of c equal to 0. So 2 and c all are constant term. So the L is constant. L is constant means I1 and I2 are the moment of inertia of the object, and omega 1 and omega 2 is the velocity, angular velocity of the object. So I1 omega 1 equal to I2 omega 2. We can say I1 omega 1 equal to I2 omega 2. Clear? My dear student, is it clear? My dear student, is it clear? Okay. So next part is the rotational kinetic energy. Rotational kinetic energy. You know the kinetic energy. What is its value? What is its value? Half m into v square. M into v square. Kinetic energy equal to, you know it, half m v square. This is the linear. If you write it, omega into r whole square, half m r square into omega square, half I into omega square. This is the kinetic energy, rotational kinetic energy. That means you can write it okay. Next, from the conservation of angular momentum, so many reasoning questions are there, because you know it. If the time period, if the radius of the satellite will be changed, that time the angular momentum, the angular velocity of this object will be the change. Or if the angular velocity will be the fixed, that time what will be the relation between the radius, because you know it, that value is the mr, that value also the mr, m r1 square, m r2 square. So you can write it, you can know it, the relation, interrelation between them. Okay, okay. And what is the relation between the torque and the moment of inertia? Moment of inertia, how can I derive it? Suppose you consider it, an object is rotated along a axis of rotation, if their masses are particles of the masses are different and the distance from the axis of rotation are different, that is m1 r1, m2 r2 and m3 r3. Okay, and so on. So their force created by this, that value will be F equal to F equal to m into a, m into alpha, m into r into alpha. So for the first particle, that will be the m1 into r1 into alpha. Okay, the torque equal to F into d, F into d, that will be the m1 r1 square into alpha. m1 r1 square, that means the I1 into alpha. If you consider it, the torque for the first particle, torque for the second particle, torque for the third particle, that means that value will be I into alpha. Okay, so relation between the torque and the angular momentum, torque and the moment of inertia, torque and the angular acceleration. So next part is the perpendicular axis theorem. And parallel axis theorem. So perpendicular axis theorem, you know it. If you consider an object of two dimension, x and y, so the moment of inertia on the two axes, perpendicular on both the axes, is the sum of the moment of inertia of the mutually perpendicular two axes, I equal to Ix plus Iy. What is the value of Ix? If you consider this is the x-axis, that value will be mx square, that value will be my square. Okay, so this is the perpendicular axis theorem. Means two axes are perpendicular to each other, mutually perpendicular to each other. The perpendicular axis theorem, it is perpendicular on the two axes. So that is, you consider it is the z axis. So Iz equal to, you can write here, Iz equal to Ix plus Iy. Okay. And parallel axis theorem, if you consider it, the two axes are mutually perpendicular to each other, and with the help of the perpendicular axis theorem, suppose this, with the help of the perpendicular axis theorem, plus the moment of inertia of the object with respect to its parallel axis. That means I equal to, if you consider the I, that is the Iz, I equal to Iz plus mass is concentrated here, m, the distance is x, suppose r, the m r square. So I equal to Ix plus Iy plus m r square. So this is the parallel axis theorem. This is the perpendicular axis theorem, and that is the parallel axis theorem. So students, so many moment of inertia of the regular objects, those are not in your syllabus, derivations are not in your syllabus. You only remember it. Suppose you consider it a solid sphere of radius r. Suppose a solid sphere of radius r, the moment of inertia of the solid sphere with respect to its diameter, that value will be 2 by 5 m r square. This is the derivation in your reference book, but it is not in your syllabus. Only you know it, because numerical, when you see the numericals are there, that time you only try to solve it. Okay. So my dear student, so many, suppose the ring, okay, Swastika, you are listen me. Swastika, you are listen me. You are hear me. Swastika, you are hear me. Sound is clear. Yes. Very good. So theorem of the parallel axis and perpendicular axis theorem. First I read it. According to this theorem, the moment of inertia of a body about an axis perpendicular to the plane of the body is the sum of the moment of inertia of the body about any two mutually perpendicular axes. Both lying on the same plane. Suppose you consider x and y are two axes are on the same plane. Okay. So the moment of inertia along the x-axis, moment of inertia along the y-axis. So you consider the mass is concentrated at the center, the distance from that is x, so mx square is the moment of inertia along the x-axis. My square is the moment of inertia along the y-axis. So the perpendicular means, if you consider x and y axis, the origin is O, so you draw a perpendicular line on the origin, that means the z axis, mutually perpendicular x and y axis, the perpendicular line on both the x and y axis, that is the z axis. Iz, that is equal to Ix plus Iy. Similar way, the theorem of parallel axis, according to the theorem, moment of inertia of a body about any axis about any axis in its plane and parallel to the axis passing through the center of mass of the body is equal to the moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center of mass of the body plus the product of the mass of the body and square of the distance between the two axes. Okay. So, the parallel axis theorem I equal to Iz plus mx square or mr square or mh square if the distance from that axis from the center equal to r or h. Okay, clear? Next part is the moment of inertia chart. You see in your books, the chart is there, no derivation in your syllabus, you only remember it. Solid sphere of radius r, axis of rotation is diameter, so that value equal to 2 by 5 mr square. If the hollow sphere of radius r along the diameter, axis of rotation along the diameter, that time it will be 2 by 3 mr square. Circular discs and circular ring. Circular ring, when you consider it passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane, that is equal to mr square, and along the diameter, that is will the 1 by 3 mr square, 1 by 2 mr square. Along the tangent, that will be the mr square plus a half mr square, that is equal to 3 by 2 mr square. Okay, and thin rod of length L passing through the center perpendicular to the length, that is equal to 1 by 12 ml square. L is the length of the rod. Okay, so students, you only remember it 3 values. One is the solid sphere, circular ring, and the circular discs. Circular ring, circular discs, and the solid sphere. Okay. So next is the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, you don't know rotational motion about this. If the object is rolling on the surface, the combination of rotational motion and the translation motion of the rigid body is known as the rolling motion. Rolling motion means the translation motion plus the rotational motion. That means when you consider it the kinetic energy of the rolling motion, that time it will be the rolling motion. When you consider the rolling motion, that time the kinetic energy of the rolling motion is equal to the sum of the rotational kinetic energy of the rotational motion plus the kinetic energy of the translation motion. That means half I omega square plus half mv square. Half I omega square plus half mv square. That is the rolling motion. That is the rolling motion. So this chapter, you remember it, no more this chapter, because this chapter is very complicated, no derivation. Are here. Principle of the moments, F1 into d1 minus F2 into dt equal to 0, because you find out the beam balance the mass of the object with the help of the beam balance in your practicals also, not the common balance, not the digital balance. You find out the mass of an unknown object with the help of the beam balance. Beam balance. With the help of a scale, a fulcrum is there. You hanging the mass of the two objects in different masses. One is the known, another is the unknown. So known value. So according to the principle of moments, you find out the principle of moments for the left hand side and right hand side, means that is equal to m1 d1 equal to m2 d2. So d1 and d2 are the known with the help of your scale, and if you know the value of m1, then you can find out the value of m2. That is the practical. Okay. So my dear student, up to this portion today, and see you again next day. Thank you, my dear student. Any queries regarding your exam? Any queries regarding your exam? Any queries regarding your exam? Okay. Thank you. Sir, I don't know. You see, school website. School also circulate the date for your exam. Okay. Soham, Suhani. Suhani, you see from your school website. Website also circulate the date.